Well, I'll tell you, Morgan, that the crowd now is dwindling a bit here in downtown Fort Worth. There were thousands of people earlier. The rain is still coming down a bit. And so far as we know, there really haven't been any security issues. But there is something that we're just kind of keeping an eye on here. If you want to just take a closer look there, we do see someone who appears to be a counter-protester waving a Trump flag. They've been kind of walking back and forth on the periphery here on the sidewalk. There are a handful of security volunteers or organizers in those orange vests who've just kind of been surrounding this individual, sort of hovering around, perhaps trying to make sure that no fights break out. You can maybe just make out that it looks like folks are exchanging words there. So again, as we have heard from the organizers here so far, nothing so much to worry about in terms of security. This event seems to have gone off pretty much without a hitch. There is a large police presence here, officers mounted on bicycles and in cruisers. They had those barricades up to allow the march to safely proceed up and down the streets of Fort Worth. And then if we just want to turn back toward the crowd, you could see, just to kind of give you a visual here, this entire park was filled to the brim at the peak of this crowd. And as you can see, as the rain is coming down and as the afternoon is sort of wearing on, we are seeing people stream toward the exits. We still hear very passionate speakers up there. I'm not sure if you can make it out, but at the very end of the park, there is a stage up there. People have been taking turns at the microphone, and at times, with a very hard edge. Passions running very high here. You could see some of the signs perhaps as well with those very stark political messages. So again, this is just one of many of these No Kings protests that are playing out across North Texas and across the country. But as the afternoon wears on and as the rain comes and goes, we are again starting to see this crowd here in Fort Worth disperse.
Well,
Back to you.
Luke, before we let you go, I do have a question for you, if that's all right. I know you started your day in Arlington. You're seeing, the Fort Worth now. It's been a long day for you. The organizers of this said that they wanted this to be peaceful. Some used the word joyful and patriotic. And so just kind of reflecting on the day you've had, how would you describe the energy throughout the different events and different folks that you were able to talk to?
Sure, getting started this morning, we were in downtown Arlington. I described it as kind of a gauntlet. You had people on both sides of the street carrying signs, and the mood there really was joyful. I think that's a good word for it. People were smiling and chatting with one another, and as cars came by, you could hear them honking in support of that message. It really had the vibe of, I don't know, like a street dance or street party, or a concert or some kind of a sporting event. It wasn't like really hardcore political messaging, at least in Arlington. Now, when we got here in Fort Worth and as the clouds started to kind of roll in and you could hear the messaging from the stage, a lot more, I would say a bit more dire, a little harder edge. And talking to people, there are folks out here that really do feel as though their rights are at stake. And so you can probably hear the honking and the cheering in the background here as well. So there is a mix of that. There's that joyful and party-like atmosphere. There are definitely a lot of people out here waving the American flag. So they're really kind of sharing that patriotic message that it is patriotic to protest and to dissent and to exercise your First Amendment right. So we're really seeing a wide variety of people across generations, a very diverse crowd, and again, I would say even a range of emotions from, in some cases, fear and anger to joy, and just really finding solidarity and a power in this togetherness here at this No Kings protest in Fort Worth.